All right. Hey, welcome all you Lewiston Altura track and field fans. I'm here today with Coach Kingsbury, and he's going to be answering some questions about his own track and field background, some of his experiences as an athlete and as a coach, and kind of his time here at Lewiston. Matt, thanks for joining us.
Yep.
How did you initially get started in track and field as an athlete?
I started track as an eighth grader, and actually I went up for track because my older brother was up for track and stuff. So I started as an eighth grader, and I tried different events. I tried to pole vault. That didn't work very well when I did get very high and landed right down the old pit beside or the box. Decided that's not for me anymore, and you kind of slowly work my way towards a distance event. So.
Okay, and what high school did you go to again?
I went to Newellsville High School in Wisconsin, kind of the center part of Wisconsin. It's a town that's probably like the size of like Byron. Or we were in the middle class in Wisconsin. At that time there's A, B, and C, and we were in class B for it. Just a brief high school. I ran track and cross country. I ran cross country from sophomore till the high school. We didn't have cross country until I was a sophomore, and we only had boys. We did not have any girls. We only had 7 guys on the team.
Okay.
That's all we had. But what I went to state my junior and senior year, but the best thing was my senior year. The whole team went to state, so we only had it for 3 years, and we went to state meet as my senior, which was fun.
Yeah.
And track, we were fortunate to only have the all-weather track in central part of Wisconsin. So until I was a senior, all of our meets were home.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you guys probably know Coach Girth, who we coached with a long time ago. And Coach Girth can remember running on grass tracks and lining with lime and such, the lane. Yeah, I pretty much ran everything from the 800 to 2 mile. I ran roughly 2 flat, 800, 424 in the mile, and 954 in the 2 mile.
Okay.
So my time.
Okay. Did you have a favorite among those 3?
I always liked mile.
Okay.
I always favored it.
Okay. Good. When did you kind of decide you wanted to be a track and cross country coach? What made that choice?
When I moved back, I moved to Lewiston in 1985, and I knew Coach Mills at the time, and I was been running all the time anyway, and I thought, I'll just kind of go up there and see if he wants someone to volunteer to help. I ran cross country and track at UWL for a couple of years, so I had a little bit of a background there, and the head coach at that time was Coach Phil Essing, who I thought was really, really good and such, and learned a lot from him for a couple of years. And then Gary said, yeah, so I started coaching here in 1985, and I'm still kind of hanging around. But it's fun. It's fun. There's been a lot of good memories. A few years up.
Yeah. Do you have, it can be as you were a athlete or as a coach, do you have a workout that sticks in your mind as maybe a least favorite, maybe not least favorite, but just one that you always think of and identify as this is a tough one. This is a really hard one.
Well, there's a couple I like. My favorite, and probably 8 times 400, and that's my favorite. Maybe and it seems like we would run that workout when the weather was crappy because there was no meet because it's bad. Next thing you know, we're out running 8 times 400 and wind and rain and crap. But that's 8 times 400. I also like running a lot of hills and such. One time, and James Miller, his dad Teddy ran for me in the early 90s. I can't remember if we did this workout, but we would run down to Dutchman, do 10 hills, run back up, and do 10 200. Yeah, we don't do that anymore.
That sounds.
I'm starting to get a little bit smart. I'm
That's
a little bit smarter now. So.
Yeah, that sounds like that should be like a 2 or 3 day workout in there.
You need the full 2.5 hours to get that done. But yeah. As you can tell, you haven't seen that workout for a long time.
Oh, super. Do you have? We've been kind of talking about your past. Do you have a recent memory, like within the last few years, of track or cross country that really stands out as one of your favorites as a coach?
Well, I think last year, I'm like you, Bruce. I really like true team concept because I like it because everybody gets to count. So really, the true team meets I really like. It's been fun because the boys have been fairly competitive the past couple of years, so I've enjoyed them. But really, I just like all the true team meets because it doesn't matter if you're the last person, you're still trying to beat some score for your team and stuff. And I've liked that concept ever since it started way back in the late 1980s and such. So I hope it never goes away. So that's kind of my favorites is always the true team meet. The individual meets going toward that end of the year, it's always fun to just see what the kids can do and such. But definitely the true team meets has always been my favorite.
Do you? I don't know if you can answer this. Do you lean more towards cross country or track as your favorite?
No, I think they both have they both belong both sides. I mean, and in the fall it's good. I basically just have all the distance kids, and the track. You got some of you got the sprinters, you got the football players in there, you've got other mixtures all in there. So it's I kind of like them both in a way. They're both a little bit different and such. I like the fact that you're the head coach in track, and I don't have to worry about all the headaches. So I kind of that helps me like track a little bit better.
Okay,
but I like them equal.
Oh, super. Hey, so we're obviously in the middle of a quarantine right now and a stay-at-home order, and so it's been a very strange track season. Any particular advice that you'd like to share with the kids out there that are kind of in limbo when it comes to track?
Yeah, it is very interesting times that we're in, and pretty unprecedented. Never really seen this before. I've been around for a while. I've never ever seen it. School get canceled like this. But it brings to mind. Just you think about a couple things. One, when the kids are starting to figure out what's going on, really try to get the facts and get them from a reputable source before you do any judging or anything. Try to get it from a reputable source and then just take it for what it is. And also, you talk about you see little slogans where champions are made in the off season and stuff like that. This is really, to me, emphasizes it even more because we're unable to meet with the kids every day. They pretty much have to be doing these workouts on their own, and I think it gives them a chance to. Well, you can show up in a couple weeks and you can be a completely different person than you were 2 or 3 weeks ago because you've been doing all the work. It gives you time to work when no one's watching, and that's the most important thing. And it will help later on in life when things get a little more difficult and, you just got to get up and you got to go to work. But I think everybody will get through it. I don't know what will happen on the other side, but we'll be all right.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's definitely a great chance to. It's easy to work hard when there's a bunch of people all together and you got us as coaches telling you what you need to do. And it's tough to work hard right now. And if you're able to do that, you're going to end up well beyond where a lot of other people are in the state. That's for sure.
It'll help you further on in life when, when you're studying and work and stuff. So you can't have someone pushing all the time. You can't have to be motivated by yourself to achieve things when it gets a little difficult.
Yeah. No, that's there's a good one. I was talking with Eric Klein from St. Charles, and he was talking about sports are great teachers. Unfortunately, some of the best things they teach us are the lessons that aren't fun to learn. And
well, I agree, Bruce. But the people learn more from failure than they do from
Yep.
success. So the biggest thing is, and it's tough. You can't be afraid to fail,
Mm-hmm.
and because you always are going to learn more from failure than you are going to learn from your successes. Because failures are going to just help you in life and make you better. And but so if anything, don't be afraid to fail.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. Well, hey, Coach. Thanks for chatting here. Any other tidbits of advice, things you'd like to share with the track and field team, alumni track? I know there's some alumni that have tuned in now and started watching. Anything you'd like to?
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, some of those alumni might have more interesting stories than some of the workouts I put them through 20 years ago. But I think if anything, I've gotten smarter and realized that rest just is as important as running hard workouts and such. And really, hey, the kids out there, hang in there. I know it's different. You're going to get through it. We're all going to be around, and don't be afraid to help one another out. So, all right.
All right.
Hey, Bruce, thanks for calling.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Matt.